Right guys, so Nike tags, just Nike history. I love Nike, favourite brand, just probably about 90% of my wardrobe is Nike. And yeah, I'm just going to show you all the tags, starting from the early days all the way to modern day stuff. And then I've also got some of the just random like miscellaneous ones that I can throw in there and just show you what they are. As always, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new here. Also follow my Instagram and my Depop. It'll be down here at the bottom of the screen. Ryan's Finds, RHINDS, FINDS. Also follow Sam, Rouse Vintage. I'll put him at the bottom of the screen. He helped me out with a few of these bits. I think it's Rouse Vintage with 3 S's, but it'll just be here at the bottom of the screen. Go give him a follow, and also look at his latest post. That'll just be like a grid, and that'll just be a thinned down version of this whole video. Just basically the basic tags that you need to know. But yeah, we'll get into it now, and yeah, like and subscribe. The first Nike tag is the Nike pinwheel tag. I'll put a picture of it here on this side of the screen. I don't have it because it's like gold dust, especially in the UK. But you can probably, I think you can find it in the US, but again, it is like gold dust over there. But yeah, it started in 1978, and I think it finished around 1982-ish, around that time. But that is when that tag was used, and yeah, very old, one of the first Nike tags. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a blue ribbon tag, which is, if you didn't know, Nike was called Blue Ribbon before being named Nike. If they didn't have a blue ribbon tag, it would probably be just like some standard white plain tag which just had the information of the actual item and had no branding. But yeah, basically that is the first tag that Nike ever used. The next tag is the orange Nike tag. I'll quickly show you an up close of it. There it is. I'm not sure if that's the actual name for it, but I think most people call it that. This one was also used in the late 70s. It sort of was at the same time as the pinwheel tag, but it went to 1983 around that time. And yeah, just a really cool tag. I've got this one. I actually found this piece on eBay, must have been over 2 years ago. Best thing about it is it's made in the UK, which you don't see very often with really old Nike. And then I've got another piece here. This one I actually found at a car boot. It's like a cool pullover. It's just another type of that tag from the same era. It does look bootleg with that swoosh, but it is legit. Really cool piece. I paid £1 on that as well. But yeah, this one's like late 70s to around 83. Next, we've got the blue tag, which was used from 84 to 87. I'll show you up close of it. This is my one, which is a bit faded, but I'll put a picture of the screen up here. But yeah, used from 84 to 87. Again, very hard to find in the UK. This one I actually found myself, found it at a car boot. I paid up a lot on it, but first and only blue Nike tag that I found so far in like the 2.5, 3 years that I've been doing this. But yeah, this one's made in the UK as well, which is really cool. But another piece of Nike history. I just had to get it because I haven't found another blue tag piece. Next, we've got the grey/silver tag. There's 2 variations to it. There's a paper thin one, which is from 87 to 89. And then there's a thick cotton one, which is from 89 to 94. I'll show you the 1987 to 89 tag first. Here's my version, which I've got. It's just a t-shirt that is mine. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just, you can see that it's a lot thinner and just sort of more sleek. I don't know how to describe it. But if you have it in hand, you'll be able to tell easily. But yeah, this is 87 to 89. Next, I'll show you the 89 to 94 one. This is the 89 to 94 one. It's actually a full tracksuit that I snagged off eBay. Again, must have been like 2 years ago, and haven't done anything with it because I just like to hoard Nike. But yeah, here's a close-up of the tag. You can see that it's got like, it's more embroidered and like really thick. It's got a lot more texture to it. Yeah, that's it really for that one. They're very similar. They're basically the exact same tags, but it's just more the texture and what they're made out of basically. Starting to get into like the more wearable Nike and the stuff that people like a lot more of. I'd say the last few tags I've shown, they're more about the history of Nike, and people more collect them more for that sort of thing. Now we get into the more wearable stuff that there's lots of collectors for all over the world basically. This tag again is actually quite hard to find in the UK. I think I found only 2 or 3 pieces out in the wild in charity shops, car boots, wherever. But if you're watching this from US, you'll know that you can find this tag a lot more than the UK. You have it really easy out there, but yeah, that's it for that tag, and now we're just gonna move on to the next one. Now we're moving into the 90s, the late 90s in particular. 94 to 99, most Nike was on the white tag. There's lots of variations of it. I've got the main one here, which I'll show you in a second. There's also like a 94 one, which I'll show you after this. But this is the main tag that you'll find on most 90s Nike. I'll show you here. Hopefully it's not going to be overexposed. Let me just try and focus it for you. But that is it there, close up. I'll put a picture of it up here. But yeah, you'll find that on most 90s stuff, and I'll just show you some other variations of it, and I'll show you the 94 piece as well. I'm going to show you the 1994 black tag now. I only found out recently that it's just from 1994. I'm not too sure how true that information is because I've never heard it before, but apparently it's just from that year. I'll show you the tag first. I won't show you the t-shirt because the t-shirt is an absolute beast of a Nike tee. One of my favourites. It's in my top 5. But yeah, here's the tag. Hopefully you can see that all right. It's a bit overexposed. I'll put a picture of it up here, and then I'll show you the t-shirt. It's a Nike Town t-shirt, staff t-shirt, amazing t-shirt. Keep on saying t-shirt. But yeah, it's in my top 5. Definitely just a crazy piece. I've only seen one other, which Nike Tees Are The Shit on Instagram has. I think he posted it like last weekend, but I've had this for probably a year and a half now. It's XXL, literally one of my favourite t-shirts to wear. So that was a black tag just from 94. Now we're going to go back to the white tags. There's a few variations to it, and it's just from 94 to 99. First one, sweatshirt, dead stock with tags. I found this last year at Car Boot for £6. This one is basically the same tag, but it doesn't have the actual size on the Nike tag. It's got a separate care label with all the sizing and information on it. You see that quite often as well, especially on like jackets and sweatshirts. That one was on a tee, the longer one, but this one is on a sweatshirt. Banging sweatshirt as well, but this one's just, I'm just keeping this one in storage at the moment. I'm hopefully going to just break it out in like a few years time when no one can find dead stock. Another variation of the white tag that I just showed you, this is like a thinner version. It's sort of like the grey tag that is from like the late 80s to early 90s, the grey/silver one. It's like a thinner version, and it's just like a different design. Let me try and focus it. But yeah, I'll put a picture up there of it close up. You can just see it's like the thinner, sort of silkier sort of material. And then one more variation, another white tag, but it's just a little bit different. I'd say this one's more towards the later ends of the 90s. I want to say around 96 to 99 for that one, but still a bit of a grey area for me. I'm not too sure on the actual dates. Another really cool t-shirt, this one. It's got sort of like streaks of sun fading up it, if you can see that at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, that's about it for the 90s white tags. Now I'm going to show you a couple more variations from the 90s. The next couple of 90s tags that I'm going to show you, they're not as common as the white tag, but you still see them here and there. The black one you see more often than the one I'm going to show you next. But here's the black one. It's usually just black with a red swoosh. Let me try and focus it. I'll put a picture of it up there, close up. But I believe this one is from 97 to around 99. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe it to be those dates. This one's a really cool Ringer t-shirt. It's like just a cool center, embroidered center logo. But another one of my personal t-shirts. The final 90s tag that I'm going to show you is the Nike Premier tag. See it here and there. More of the time it's on like track jackets and sort of sweatshirts, but also a lot of the time it's on fake stuff. This one's actually on a legit t-shirt. I'll show you a close-up of it now. I'll put a picture of it up here, but here's my one. It's actually been cut up the middle because it's a factory floor piece. If you can see that mark there, it's obviously got like some oil or something from the factory, so they just cut it up and either sold it at like an outlet or something, or just gave it away. But yeah, I'll put a picture up there, and I think that's it for the 90s tags, the main ones basically. And now we're going into the Y2K and the early 2000s. Now we're getting into the creme de la creme of Nike t-shirts, the early 2000s, from 2000 to around 06. There's a bit of variation within two tags, but I just say most of them are from the early 2000s, 2000 to 06. Probably about 80 to 90% of my Nike t-shirts are from this era with these tags. And yeah, I'll show you them now. This is the first one. This is from 2000 2000 to 06. This is like the black version. Let me just focus it for you. Again, I'll put it in the top corner. But yeah, 2000 to 02. Really cool t-shirt as well. I've actually got my 4th version of this exact t-shirt on its way in like a navy color. And then the other version of basically the same tag, it's just like a grey version of it, which I believe to be from 02 to 06. But I just say they're all from the 2000s. Again, another banging t-shirt. This is from the USA pack. I've got like the tracksuit bottoms, the jogging bottoms, and the polo from this exact same pack. There's like a hoodie, I think there's a track jacket, a long sleeve t-shirt, there's a cap. I'm trying to find it. I'd rather find it myself than buy it for full price. But yeah, really cool t-shirt. Another one of my favorites in the personal collection. Now I'll show you a few more variations of the early 2000s tags from 2000 to 06. Those last two were the main ones. These are just other sort of ones that you see here and there. This is like basically the same one. It's like from the same material, but it's just like a longer version. It's like a center swoosh long sleeve top. Then we got this one. This is just a woman's version. You can see it's like really shiny and like sort of silky. You just see this on all the women's pieces. I'm not sure about t-shirts. If it's on t-shirts, it might just be on jackets and like sweatshirts and fleeces. Then we got the final one. This tag is probably my favorite, one of my favorite ones out of the early 2000s. Usually when you find t-shirts with this tag, the t-shirt's a banger. I'll show you the tag up close. Hopefully you can see it. I'll put a picture up there in the top corner. But this is another personal piece. It's a Tuned Air one. It's got the Hexy logo in the middle. Another one of my favorite t-shirts. I will do a Nike t-shirt, well not even a Nike t-shirt, I'll just do a t-shirt collection soon, not soon, maybe one day. But I'm literally buying t-shirts every week and adding it to the collection. But yeah, that's it for the early 2000s, and now we're just going to get onto the later end of the 2000s and then just sort of the new age stuff. Now we're getting into some of the last Nike tags there are, well the main ones. The next tag I don't actually have a piece of, which to be honest with you I'm actually quite proud to say, because it's one of the worst eras of Nike in my opinion. Some of the stuff is just like, well most of the stuff is just really tacky and it's just not really well done. But here's a picture of the tag. I'd say the tag is from 07 to around 2010. I'm not 100% sure on the actual dates of it, but I think it's around that time. It started around that time at least. I'm not too sure when it ended, but I want to say 2010. But yeah, that's the tag. If you find pieces with that tag, a lot of it is just like really meh and just not, the designs aren't the best. I'd say I don't have any t-shirts with it. I couldn't even find any of the stuff that I'm selling. I couldn't find any pieces which have that tag. But yeah, that's that tag from like the late 2000s. And then we've got the final Nike tag, which is nothing to be excited about. It's just a standard printed on Nike tag. Just a lot of new age stuff has printed stuff in Sports Direct. Just a lot of the new age Nike is basically printed now. They try and stay away from tags. Obviously there are items with tags. There's like a few t-shirts, and then there's like all the off-branch brands of Nike, ACG, Jordan, all them sort of things. But yeah, this is the main Nike tag that you see a lot of these days. If you go on Depop and just search Nike t-shirt, you'll see basically all of them have this tag. Well, it's not even a tag, printed label, I'm not sure what to call it. If you're selling this as a vintage Nike t-shirt on Depop, you just need to have a word with yourself, because it's not really the best of Nike. There's really nothing crazy with the designs that they do. It's just pretty bog standard Nike, just do it, or just say stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's it for basically the main tags, all the way from when Nike started to around the present day. Now I'm going to show you just a few more Nike tags, which are like sort of from the early 2000s. There's a few 90s ones. They're just sort of like miscellaneous ones and off-branch brands from Nike. And yeah, we'll get into that now. The first one is a Nike team tag. I'll show you it there. I'll put a picture close up there. I'm not too sure on the dates of this, but I want to say it's at least from the 90s all the way to like the early 2000s. They might do some modern day stuff, I'm not 100% sure. This is an early 2000s one. It's Nike England Rugby. I want to say it's around 2003 time when they won the World Cup. Really cool track jacket. I think I've got it on Depop at the moment. Then we've got the 04 reprint reissue. This is the orange tag that I showed earlier in the video, but Nike did like a reissue, like whole collection of it. There's loads of pieces, which they released in 04, I want to say, and they used they tried to remake the tag, and then they used like old prints that Nike made and reissued it in the early 2000s. I think I found this at like a vintage wholesaler. I think it was like a kilo sale years, and it must be like 3 or 4 years ago. Next we got a Nike court piece. Let me try and overexpose that. That's the tag. I think this is a 90s piece, this one, but they do like new age stuff as well. This is just like a cool ringer t-shirt, another personal one, but I haven't worn this one in a while. Next we've got some of the ACG tags. This is like an orange, I want to say early 90s. I'm not 100% sure on my ACG tags. I'll show close up in the corner there. I found this in the charity shop probably 2 years ago. One of my first ACG pieces, and it properly got me into ACG stuff. It's really minimal, just like ACG on the arm, and it's like a packable, it goes into like a packable bag, packable side bag. Really cool piece. I think that cost me like £6. Now we've got another ACG piece on an orange tag, same as that one sort of. I think it's from the same era. I'll show a picture in the corner. It's just sort of like a rain jacket. I got it off a website probably 1.5 years ago, I want to say. I wear it a lot in the winter, and it's just a really sick jacket. Now we're getting into like the early 2000s ACG stuff. This one is on a puffer. I want to say, I'm not too sure again on ACG dates, but this is definitely 2000s. I'll show close up in the corner. It's just a really nice puffer. It's like a mustard yellow. I think I got this off the basement probably 2 years ago. Another ACG piece from the same era. Let me just focus that. This is like a late 2000s, I want to say. Usually with that tag, you find a lot of it is really tacky. Again, there's not many nice ACG pieces on that tag. This one's actually half decent. It's got sort of a bootleg vibe to it, just with the amount of branding that's on it. Spell out, spell out, spell out, spell out, just all over it. But I think I picked this up at a vintage shop in Leeds, I think, for about £15. I haven't actually worn it yet still, but really cool piece to have. Now on to the final two pieces that I'm going to show you. Thanks for watching this far, if you're still watching. This is a bit of a weird one. I don't know anything about it, but there's a tag. I believe it to be the Greek goddess Nike. If you didn't know, Nike is actually a Greek goddess, the goddess of victory, I think. And that's where Nike, the brand Nike, actually came from. And yeah, it's got that on the tag, and it's like sort of like a tactical jacket. But I think just from the style of this jacket, it's from the early 2000s. But I don't know anything about this tag. If you do know anything about this tag, comment down below or DM me on Instagram, Ryan's Finds, IHINDS, but yeah, just a bit of a random one. I actually found it in a charity shop, like, must be like £5 or something, and I've only seen one other piece with it on, and it wasn't too amazing of a piece. The final piece I'm going to show you is a pair of Tracksuit Bottoms. They are Aqua Gear bottoms, you can see there, and there's the tag. Let me focus it for you. There's a tag. I'm not too sure on the dates, but definitely 90s at least, maybe late 80s. I'm not too sure when Aqua Gear started and finished, but they don't make it anymore. And again, just another piece that I've bought for no apparent reason, apart from it being Aqua Gear, and I don't have anything which is Aqua Gear. And you don't actually find it that much in the UK. I think I've seen maybe 5 or 6 pieces from UK sellers. I think I've seen one piece which has been found in the wild in the UK. So that is it for all the Nike tags. Well, I cover the main ones, the essential ones that you'll find in everyday stuff, and then obviously the few miscellaneous ones, but there's loads and loads more. There's all the off-branch ones, the ACG, Jordan. Didn't cover any Jordan stuff, which is like from the late 80s all the way to present day. Just all the off-branch, like Challenge Court, Aqua Gear. That was only one piece, but there's probably other pieces. Yeah, hopefully that you learned something from the video. I know it was a bit of a long one, but thanks for watching. As always, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new here. It's really easy to do, but it helps me a lot. And also follow my Instagram and my Depop down here at the bottom of the screen. Ryan's Finds, IHINDS, FINDS. And follow Sam, Rouse Vintage. I'll also put him at the bottom of the screen. And I think that's it. Just like and subscribe. Peace. Thanks for watching. And hopefully there'll be another video in a few weeks' time.